Hey, family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 113, 113 weeks of consistency, 113 weeks of getting it done. We out here moving and shaking. Guys, I just want to say again, thank you to all the listeners, watchers, and subscribers for tuning in. This has been a great ride. As a result of me doing this podcast, it has opened me up to not being fearful of speaking and because I do have some things to say, and also being able to speak publicly, different engagements and different things of that nature. Excuse me. And so I just want to say thank you for taking this ride with me. If you are a first time listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us. On this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances, among other things. If you are a return listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us again. Hopefully, we are adding value to your lives on the way to the M's, because as always, we are on the way to the M's. So, speaking of M's, if you if you guys have been living under a rock, you don't know about the stock market. Is going crazy, ups and downs and ups and downs. At the time of this recording, the stock market is like super volatile, and I believe that it's going to be that way for uh a few months for now. And I believe that because of there's a lot of uncertainty about, tariffs and what our president is doing in the office, and people just don't know what's going on. Excuse me. Which is one of the reasons why I preach and I scream from the mountaintops to make sure that we can control the things that we can control, which are the things that are going on in our house, which is our budget, right? And this is not an episode about budgeting, so don't worry. We're going to talk about the cool things that you can do as a result of budgeting. So the uncertainty is the outside noise, right? What's going on in the stock market? What's going on, with our country? And the only thing as a people that we can control is what's going on in our house. So if you're overspending, if you're doing all those things, then you can control that. Now, if you need help, seek the help that you need, please. Um, this episode specifically is about the cool things, like I had mentioned before. And one of the cool things that budgeting can afford you is the opportunity to invest. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. So I talk about investing a lot on this podcast. I talk about it on social media, and the reason is because investing, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be comfortable, if you want to be rich, you are going to have to invest. There's no way around it. Investing is one of those things that's going to get you from point A to point B financially. It's going to allow you to do some pretty cool things for your family. It's going to allow you to do some pretty cool things for yourself. And that's what we're here to talk about today. My wife and I, we grew up uh not with abundance, right? Like a lot of people watching or listening to this podcast, we didn't grow up rich. And the thing is that I believe that you need wisdom to be wealthy, right? And what does that mean? It means, what did you learn from growing up to maybe change your situation as an adult, or change the situation for those people who are coming behind you, which I talk about many times on this podcast. So in having different interactions and different things of that nature with people who know more than me, I was introduced to investing. 401k was the first thing that I got introduced to when I started working at a corporate job. So I didn't start investing in a 401k until maybe 2 to 3 years after I started working, and I was ignorant. I didn't really know what I was doing, or whatever the case may be, because I was never taught, right? But once I figured out that, hey, this company that I'm working for is going to, I put in money, and then the money that I put in, they're going to match it. Then I'm like, well, it's really a no brainer. But my thought process is I want my money, and I want it now. And I'm here to tell you that if you are of the mindset that you will not invest in your 401k, you want your money, you want it now. I'm telling you, um, it's not the best idea. As a matter of fact, I was working this week and I ran into a customer, and then one of the employees came in and was like, "Yo, you still not investing in your 401k?" And this person had to have been in their 50s and they're not investing in their 401k. So if that's you, I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster. And if you're not investing, not specifically in your 401k, investing, period, then the likelihood of you working past your retirement age is super high. So this podcast episode is going to encourage you, and I'm going to tell you a few stories about why I go so hard talking about investing, because it's very important. And hopefully these stories will encourage you to invest. So the first one is my wife and I, once we got our finances in order and got them on the same page, we started investing for our son in his 529 plan. And the 529 plan, if you don't know, is a college or an education, excuse me, savings plan for your child. Um, and basically what we did was from the 2016 until the end of 2024, we were investing for him. Now, many people, what I will say, sidebar, is many people will think that you need a ton of money to invest and you need to put 10,000 in. And then if you put 10,000 in, you're going to have 100,000 in the following week. And it doesn't work like that, right? In order for you to be a good investor, first of all, you need to pay attention to what you're investing in, which is another conversation. But once you find that company or companies or mutual funds or ETFs that you like and have a track record of success by looking at their returns, then you just keep investing in them over and over and over again. It's just as simple as that, really. And so once we figure that out, and I talk about wisdom, how you need to be wise, right? One of the pieces that I learned from when I was younger, and my wife learned as well, is that we had student loans coming out of college. So if we can put it in our budget every month to have our son invest for our son for a 529 plan, we understand how it feels to graduate with student loans. Now, I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Temple. I didn't go to University of Penn. When I got out of school, my student loans were maybe $13,000. This is back in 2001. But anything that's hanging over my head that I have to pay before I get a car, before I get a house, it's holding me down. My wife, the same thing. She had a few $1,000s after she graduated from the college she graduated from, right? But any little thing that's hanging over our heads or hanging over our children's heads to hold them back from excelling financially is a burden. So we understand that. So since we understand that, now we're going to give our son the opportunity to invest. Or, I'm sorry, to go to school with no student loans. So what we did was is we set up the 529 back in 2016, and then from 2016 until 20 to end of 2024, we fully funded, in our opinion, because the money that he has in his 529 plan now, he will not have student loans at all, right? So we did that, and then from he's in middle school now. He's going into high school. So basically, what happens is we funded it now, and then the funds, the mutual funds that we invested in, which a mutual fund, if you don't know, sidebar, is a basket of companies that a fund manager puts in. So if you have like Apple, Home Depot, Lowe's, McDonald's, you have it in this one fund, and you have like little pieces of these companies in one basket, And then as these companies grow, the fund grows with it. And then also they give you dividends. And if you do not know what dividends are, it's basically, in layman's terms, it's like a thank you from the companies to the shareholder, which would be me or you, to say thank you for investing in this mutual fund. And they give you a percentage every quarter. So let's just say they give you $1 every quarter, and that dollar every quarter for every share that you have or that you own basically goes back into buying you more shares of the company. So it just keeps, you just keep getting more and more and more every quarter. So that's why my wife and I were comfortable not to invest any more past 2024, because now we have a significant amount of money in this fund for him, and then 4 years it's going to grow, and at the same time it's going to grow because of dividends, and just because the companies or the mutual funds are going to continue to rise based on the past returns. So hopefully that makes sense. What's going on, family? This is Che Willis from Wealth as a Journey. Did you know that we just started a wealth building community? In this community, we meet once a month on Zoom. We discuss financial areas of opportunity. We discuss wins and strategies to get you to the M's. In anybody's wealth building journey, if you're just starting out, it can be super lonely and difficult. In this community, we're also going to hold you accountable to where you say you want to be. So if you need the accountability, if you need the family atmosphere, if you need help getting to your desired financial result, come join the community. My website is www.wealthisajourney.com. Join the community today to get to your financial result. Thank you. So another cool thing as a result of us taking action, because we learned what we didn't like when we were younger, not having student loans, we didn't want student loans for him, is that there's this thing called the 2.0 Act, I believe. The Secure 2.0 Act, I believe it's called. And I'll put it across the screen if I'm wrong. But anyway, basically what that does is whatever monies he doesn't use for college. So let's just say, for round numbers, he has $150,000 in his 529 plan. He doesn't have that much in there, but let's just say he did. And he only used 125,000 of the 150. This act that's has just been put in place, I think a year or two ago, allows you to roll over $7,000 of the, let's just say, the 25,000 that's left over. $7,000 a year is allowed to be rolled over into an IRA for him that he can cash out once he's I think 59 and a half, I believe the age is. But from the time he's 21, once he graduates, until he's 59 and a half, he's going to have they allow you up to I believe it's $30,000 or $35,000 to roll over. So it's $7,000 a year that you can roll over up to the 35, if that makes sense. So in my scenario, he has 25,000. So let's just say a few years later, that whole 25,000 is rolled over, and that $25,000 has an opportunity to grow from the time he's 21 until the time he's 59 and a half. That is generational wealth. That's legacy. That those are the things that we're talking about when I'm again talking about investing. Like, we have to set ourselves up for the future. It's important for your kids, it's important for yourself, because think about this. If you teach them the things that you know, leaving leaving that information for them, then they're not going to be in your pockets, because they're going to know how to fish on their own. And that is a parent's dream. You don't know how many parents I talk to that say, "Oh, I got to still support my kids." And the kids are 30, 35, 40 years old. And again, wisdom is telling me I don't want that to happen for me. So if I have a 30-year-old that I still have to support, it's because I didn't do some things that I needed to do. So what I'm doing is I'm learning from the people that I'm talking to and the people that I have talked to when my son was little. So these are the things that are very important that we need to do and we need to set up for our kids, so they'll be good financially in the future, but not just giving them the things, but also teaching them little things along the way so they'll know how to handle the things that you're leaving them. All right. So the other story, and this one is going to be a little bit longer, but it's super impactful, is another way that you can get, well, there's a couple different ways you can get stocks. You can buy them on your own. You can get them from your job. If your job offers like stock options, things of that nature, you can do that. Or there's some other different ways, but those are the two ways that I'm talking about today. So the first one is us investing for our son, and we invest on our own as well, not just in the 529, but then also you get money or get stocks from the job. So I work for a corporation, and back in 2011, I just got into this job or this position with the job with the company. So they come to me and say, "Hey, we want you to take this position in pause. We want you to take this job in this division." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I really don't want to do that. I'm cool." And they're like, "Nah, well, we think you should do it." And anytime a company does that, a lot of people will be apprehensive because they're comfortable doing the thing that they're currently doing, which I was. And I didn't really want to be uncomfortable. So that's why I said no, I didn't want the job. But I prayed about it, and uh, I got a piece to go ahead and take the job. So I said, "Hey, am I locked into this job? If I don't like it for a year, can I leave?" They said yes. So I said, "Okay, cool." So I took the position in this division, and I ended up not liking it. But the division itself did well. But what I didn't know is when I took this position in this division, that you got stock options. And so I took the job in 2011, 2012, right? I transitioned out in 2012, like towards the end of 2012. And then for many, many years, um, well, let's go back. I leave the job and then or leave the position, and then I take another job or in the company. And then years later, they tell us, "Hey, you get we're switching over to another brokerage account. So you need to, set up your login and set up your password." I get this email. It was a Friday night, and I'm looking at my emails. I'm like, okay, cool. So Monday morning, I go in, and I believe this is God because, and you'll hear. Okay. So I go, open my computer up, and I see this email again that I had already read. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in there, I put the login and password in, push enter. And I'm like, yo, I know this is not my 401k because my 401k is not this much or whatever, but what is this? So I go to my GM, I go to my sales manager, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And they were like, yo, well, you got these stock options. I'm like, well, what do you mean? They were like, well, if you look here, it says that you got these back in 2012, around that time frame. And this was 2021 at the time. But what I didn't tell you is that with stock options, you have a period of time before they are no longer you're no longer able to cash them in and convert them into stocks, which once you convert them into stocks instead of options, then you can receive them as money once you cash the stocks all the way out, right? So what happens is I find out that I have all these shares of stock, and the stocks that I received back when I first got them were, let's just say, $28 a share. When I ended up converting them into stocks after I found out that I had them was let's just say that they were $125 a share. So that's a significant amount of money, right? But again, I believe that was God, because if I hadn't have saw the email and then I hadn't have opened the email on that Monday and then did the actions that I needed to see where that money was, or see that there was actually money in this account, then the following year I would have lost the right to turn them into shares and keep the money. I would have actually lost a significant amount of money. So I thank God that I got the email. I thank God that uh that I took the action to, at least look and see what was going on, because I had no idea. I didn't even know that I had these shares. But what that showed me was the power of investing. Even though I invested my time, I didn't necessarily invest money at this point, but I invested my time into the company to then receive these shares. And then from the growth of what they were when I first received them in, let's just say, 2012 till 2021, was significant. So again, I talk about wisdom, right? What I learned from that situation was the power of investing. If I invest my money at a certain time, invest in good company, or a good company or good companies, then my money can grow significantly, like I just saw from 2012 to 2021 at that point. So this is the reason that I go so hard talking about investing, talking about budgeting, because if you lower your expenses, then you'll have more money to invest. If you have more money to invest, then you can make significant headway in your financial future, right? And what I didn't say is that significant chunk of money, we were able to pay our house, the remaining amount on our house off in 20, when do we pay our house off? 2023. In 2023, we paid our house off. So we let the stocks grow. My wife and I, we let the stocks grow from 2021 to 2023 while we were still continuing to pay our house down. And then once we had enough money, we took and cashed the stocks out, and then we paid our house off, the remaining balance of it. Now, that was a cool situation for us to actually go through. And again, it taught us the power of investing, why it's so important. And I'm not talking about theory at this point. I'm talking about real life things that happened to my wife and I. Again, which is the reason why I'm talking about investing, about stocking up so much, because we need to continuously invest, because we can do some pretty cool things for our family. And then, especially when we start seeing results of it, then we can start talking to other people outside of our home about the power of investing. Because it's like a lot of people would say, hey, well, that investing is cool for you, but no, it's cool for all of us. And if we do it, then you can see the results of it. So now, as a result of that, reducing our expenses and things of that nature, I'm on this crusade to talk about investing and why it's important, and why all of us, not just me, not just my wife, all of us should be doing this. Because if we want to be wealthy, we want to be rich, some of us, we want to be comfortable, some of us, there's no way around this. We can't dance around this. We got to go. We got to do it. We got to start doing it now. So if you have a load of debt and things of that nature, that's okay. Start where you are. Start reducing your expenses. And then with the money that when you start reducing your expenses, and once you have your expenses taken care of, as far as like your consumer debts and things of that nature, then that's when you can start investing a lot. because it's cool to invest $50. Like if that's all your budget will allow you to do, $50. But it's even better to be able to invest $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 a month. That's when you can really start making some damage, because the reality of the situation is if you're only investing $50 a month and you're not really seeing the gains of that, it can discourage you to keep going because you're not really seeing significant traction. But I'm telling you, if you continue to invest and you continue to give it time, you can really do some pretty cool things for yourself and your family. So I'm hoping that these stories, these few things that we're going through in our family and that we've done in our family, would encourage you to start investing. If you're not investing in your, especially in your 401k, if you're a full-time employee, if you're not investing in your 401k, or if you're an entrepreneur, you 100% need to be investing. There's different investment vehicles that you can take advantage of as a entrepreneur. We got to invest, because the thing that we're doing now, we're not going to be doing forever. We're going to get tired at some point of doing what we're doing. So we need to set ourselves up for the future. Whether you're investing in real estate, whether you're investing in the stock market, those are my two favorites. You need to be investing in something that's going to bring you a return. So hopefully this has helped somebody, man. Again, those few things that we've done have catapulted our financial future, and I'm now talking about it to everybody else so we can all win together. And so now my wife and I, we're investing at a rapid pace on our own as well as in our 401ks. And so I encourage you to do the same, because investing, being wealthy, it's not just for me and my family, it's for you as well. Anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching. But there's multiple different ways that you can get into the stock market game. You can invest on your own. You can get it from your job. You can buy options in the stock market. Like there's a bunch of different ways. But if you don't know and you're not comfortable doing these things, that's okay. Seek the help that you need to get uh, to your desired result, if that makes sense. So uh, that's it. That's the episode, man. We need to be stocking up. We need to be investing as much as possible, early and often, because the earlier you do it, the better off you will be financially in the future. So let's go get it, man. Let's go. So thank you so much for tuning in. Wealth is a journey. We will see you next week. Peace.